What's up everyone, welcome to Versatile Fun Designs. Today I have two sets for you. They're both red dragons. They're different however in terms of the set number, the theme, the parts, all the information is here. So the first set that I have is the 40611 Year of the Dragon set for 2024. It has 214 pieces, it's an 8+ set, and it does not have any particular theme written on the box. The other set that I have, the second one, is the LEGO Creator Red Dragon. It's set 31145, it's 6+, it has 149 pieces, and it has two alternative models as well. But don't be fooled, despite the fact that this set has 2024 written all over it here and here, it's actually a 2023 set, if you look at the copyright down here at the bottom. So that's interesting to note. This one is a genuine 2024 set, however. So I'll actually start with the Creator set and build it first, as usual, without the instructions. A bit more glue than usual on this one. So let's see what we have in this box. So we have 3 instruction manuals, which we'll not be using at all. None of them. I will point out though that this instruction manual for the first model is much larger and heavier than the ones for the alternative models, which indicate that these probably leave lots of extra pieces behind. I'll only refer to the last page of the instructions if I need to see this from a different angle, but I think this is already a good starting point. What we have here and on the box, slightly different angles that show the same thing. So I think I'll start with this, and if I need more information, I'll look at the back of this instruction sheet. As for the parts, we got 3 unnumbered bags. Seems pretty straightforward, so let's get right into it. So all the way up to this point, I've just been relying on the box and this first page, or not even page, with the this title of the instructions. So I've been able to build the tail, the feet, both of them, same build, the hands and the arms, the nose, the bottom part of the mouth, and the wings, and this is pretty much what I can see directly from the box. The other stuff is less visible, so I can either guess it or look at these 360-degree view a little bit to help me see this from a different angle. So I think I'll do that, and I'll try to see if I can do the whole thing without even opening the instruction booklet once. That would be great if I could do that. Alright, we are done with the Red Dragon main build. Here it is from all angles. These pieces here are extra and can be safely ignored. LEGO does include those pieces as spares for the tiniest parts. We'll have him stand straight, or her, or them, depending on what you prefer. And by default, this doesn't seem like it balances quite right, but if you look at the box, it's actually leaning forward a bit, so you should put it more like this. Let's just adjust the legs a bit, make it stand. So yeah, it is posable. Can move around a bit, legs can be brought in and out. Balancing this is a little bit more challenging than it looks. Everything's on ball joints, so articulation is not going to be a major problem here. The mouth opens and closes. The eyes can be spun around to make it look more or less goofy, depending on what you're in the mood for at the moment. So yeah, it's a nice little toy. The tail is ratcheted, can go up and down as well. You can also spin. So lots of possibilities with this one. Yeah, so here's a different look. This is a different look. Head can go all the way like this, down up to this point, or up. Let's see, can we put it on all 4s? Yeah, we can. So there's lots of posing possibilities with this little red dragon. Of course, it's a tiny thing. It's not like a UCS level kind of toy, but that's okay. It's designed primarily for kids 6+. I like the color scheme in general, the red with the yellow accents. I don't like the fact that all these joints are in gray. I know they're available only in gray, so it's not the LEGO designer's fault, but I would say that at this point in time, I understood at the beginning when these came out, around 8 years ago, they came out in only these colors because these are the colors that tested the best in terms of strength and durability. But I do think LEGO should have figured out how to make these parts in at least a few other colors at this point, like red, blue, green, like the basic colors at the very least. I think that would have made it look a lot better. Of course, you can always pretend this is kind of like a robotic dragon, so these are like metallic parts and it all makes sense, so you can always invent a reason for it, but I would like to have the option, the option to have like a fully immersive ball joint in the colors of my choice, and I know that LEGO can do it. Maybe not easy to do, but definitely possible, in my opinion at least. You have some horns at the top, these can be angled as well, up or down. This part of the tail can spin around also, so that's even more posing possibilities. If I go through every single possibility, I'll be here for a long time, but basically this thing is posable, and you'll have a lot of fun posing it. Also, I appreciate the nice part usage, so oftentimes I complain in other sets that these pins are ugly and they look out of place, but here the Technic pins are perfect in red for the nostrils. It's nice part usage for once. So that is this piece here, which oftentimes looks out of place on other LEGO Technic builds, but here it's perfect. And I wish that this piece and a bunch of other pieces would be available in all different colors. As I said earlier, the wings are cute. There's a little bit of black here. I wish this could have been blue instead. I don't know why the wings are like black and blue and two different shades of blue. I think it would have been better to have this piece in blue instead, just to have less color variation, because there's already yellow, light yellow, red, dark red, so I don't think black needed to be here, but that's just a subjective thing. Maybe you actually like the black, so it's that I can see it being debatable. There are two other builds, and the black doesn't really play a major role in either of them, and I will be building these later because I want to keep this dragon intact to compare it against the other dragon that I'll be building very, very soon. Before I move on to that though, I'll see, so there is no minifigure included in the set, but is it minifigure compatible? Is there a place? Let's say if I have a dragon themed minifigure, so this is Kai from a different set that I reviewed earlier, does not come in this set, but it's from Ninjago. There's lots of dragons in Ninjago, so can Kai ride on this thing? So let's see. Do we have any studs? Well, we have one stud here, nothing on the wings. We have these two studs on the nose, and we do have at least these studs at the top, so yes, you can ride on the dragon's head. Now, usually people ride dragons more in this position right here, so it would have been nice to include some like studs here just to have that possibility, but because they allowed for studs on the head, I will let this one pass. So even though there's no minifigure included in the set, if you wanted to, you could sit one minifigure here, or you could modify this part a little bit in your own pieces to make it support minifigures, because you could actually put like two minifigures here if this was just flipped the other way around. Again, that's not possible, the parts included in this set, but you can always add your own parts, and this is what that would look like, give or take. Alright, so that is it for the red dragon set. Now I'll go build the Year of the Dragon set. This one is more specialized. Let's get right to the unboxing. This one does not have the push tab, it's just you cut the seal at the bottom, and we see everything come out of the set like this. Again, there's no QR code for this set. I think they're not included for gifts with purchase. There is no 360-degree view that I was able to find the last time I checked, at least as of the time that I record this video. So I will have to rely on this manual. I might have to look at like the last page or something like that just to find out what this looks like from the back, if that's even a thing. This is the part list. So yeah, this last step here shows the dragon from a slightly different angle than what is shown on the box. So I will be using that in addition to the box. I will use the back of the box as well, just to get different views, but I will not be using all the other instructions. So that being said, let's open the bags and see what we have. Oh, and before I get to the bags, these are the bags themselves. There's this thing that comes in the set as well, the silhouette of the dragon, so that's very nice, as well as the year here, 2024. And inside, let's see, do we get anything inside? No, but you will have to supply your own gift or whatever you want to. A lot of people like to put money in here to offer to friends and family and relatives, so you always have the option of doing that. So this is a nice little bonus, a nice extra addition. It didn't need to be here, but I appreciate that it's here, so that's very nice. Alright, now without further ado, let's get started with the build. And before I open the bags, there's 4 of them. They're all unnumbered. None of them contain too many parts, so that's good at least for keeping track of things. So I've looked at this last building phase that comes right as the dragon is being complete. It is a building phase because there's this icon surrounding it. So right after this, we add the eyes and we build the stand. So there's lots of stuff here that's not trivial to figure out, and I have other builds to get to. So I will be using this one step of the instructions, step 65, but still I'll be figuring out everything else from here. And even before looking at any instructions, I was able to build the stand. Well, the stand was on the last phase, to be fair. Most of the body, the head, and the sides, and a little bit of the scales on the back as well. So from here, I could just guess how to put everything together or take a peek at just one more step. So I think the trade-off is worth it at this point. This build is a bit more involved than this one. And also, in my defense, there is no 360-degree view, so I can't like look at this from all angles. I still don't know what this looks like from the back, so having this different angle with some of the parts removed kind of compensates for the lack of a 360-degree view that LEGO usually provides for most of its sets. Alright, we are done with the New Year Dragon as well. So here it is from all angles. This one was a bit more difficult to put together, especially towards the end. There's some studs not on top techniques used here in the middle, and there's not a good way to know what they are without looking at least at this step. I was able to build the thing with just the box and this one step, step 65, plus obviously the stuff at the very end. So overall, using 2 steps out of 83, not bad when there's no 360-degree view, by the way. It's just the box, this thing, which is the same as the box, and yeah, those 2 steps. Now this thing does fit onto the stand like so, and there's only 2 studs here, so it's designed to be easily removable. You can basically put it on the stand. It is a bit tight, especially at the beginning, so yeah, with time this won't be that much of an issue, I think. So yeah, it goes on the stand. It doesn't want to fall off. If I do it upside down, probably it will fall off once it's no longer brand new. As shown on the box, the tail can articulate. So it can go all the way up like this, all the way down. You can straight as well. You can adjust this to your liking. So this is one of the pictures on the box, and the other one shows it like with the tail curled. So that's nice. Unfortunately, there's no articulation in the legs, but you have these things, the whiskers or whatever you want to call them. They can move, and the mouth can go up and down. The eyes can be rotated a bit just to give it a different kind of look. I like the nice part usage. The horns here, they're made out of minifigure horns. So these are accessories used by minifigures usually. So bringing back Kai from before. Kai is not included in the set, to be clear, but it's a minifigure scale accessory, and I'm happy that they, sorry about the focus there, I'm happy that they included these in the set, because once you're done with the set, or if you don't like this particular decoration, you can actually take these and use them for your minifigures. So it's a win-win, especially when you get this set for free. Just by buying other stuff, you get this set as a bonus. While I have Kai here, let's put this back. Let's see, is this one minifigure compatible? It's minifigure scale, roughly, but is it minifigure compatible? Is there a place where the minifigure can ride on this dragon? Well, he's gonna have to hold on to the tail, stand, or sit here, so not super comfy. Of course, you could take off some of these scales and put him there, so that's, like, for example, here. That's an option. Oops, it looks like this thing came apart. Put it back together. So this is an option where you could remove the 2 like jumper plates here and just have him sit here so that he can be centered. I won't do that, but you get the idea. I will show you what this looks like from the back. I might have not done that earlier, so this is what it does look like. Tail up, tail down. We don't really get this view anywhere. So there it is. Again, from all angles. Here's what it looks like from the bottom. Again, we don't see what it looks like from the bottom either. Yeah, this one falls apart easily, at least on my copy. And again, this minifigure is not included in the set, to be clear. Either of the sets. So let's put this back on the stand and discuss the 2 red dragons together. So overall, there's a lot to like about both models. They're both dragons, they're both red, although not exactly the same kind of red. In terms of size, they're both similar in size, although the red dragon is a bit larger. So again, there are those differences that you can see on the boxes, respectively. We already talked about the piece count, so this one has more pieces despite being smaller in terms of its footprint, because a lot of those are very small pieces, like these 1x1s here and elsewhere that go to form the base and the various decorations. whereas this one is less decorated and all the pieces here serve a more practical purpose. There's still some decorations here, but a lot less than the Year of the Dragon set. In terms of height, this one is a bit taller. Length, if we disregard the tail, so this one looks a lot larger than it is just because of the tail. If we disregard the tail, then oops, we see it's like not that much larger, around the same size. It's also thinner. Like here, there's not a lot of bulk to it. This one is more bulky. It feels heavier to lift it. So the Red Dragon, the Creator Red Dragon, is more of a playset. It's designed for kids who want to play with the dragon, and it can also be rebuilt into alternative models. This Year of the Year Dragon set, the Gift of Purchase, is more of a display set. It is 8+ and not 18+, and I do agree with that because I think it would be ridiculous to make this an 18+ set with a black box and so on. But it is much more for display. It can be appreciated by fans of all ages, including adults, not only adults, but including adults and children. This one is much more of a playset. I don't think most adults would be interested in having it. This one is part of a series, so every year since, I believe, 2011 or 2012 or something around those lines, we would get a set like this every year at the start of the year to celebrate the Lunar New Year. So some people like to collect every single one of these sets. So they are more collectible than just the random Creator set. I do wish that they included a minifigure with each. For this one, I would have included a ninja minifigure, not necessarily from Ninjago, but it could just be some random stuff from like Lego Castle, classic Lego Castle or something like that. It would have been nice to have a minifigure included with this one, like a knight or something. With this one, I would have included one of those minifigures that are included in the Chinese New Year celebration sets. There's a bunch of those, and some of them come out as CMFs or build a minifigure from time to time. So it would have been nice to get a minifigure with both of these sets, because I like minifigs, but it's not absolutely essential. So yeah, I like the part usage here for the horns more than these. These are okay, nothing wrong with them. I do like this part usage here for the nostrils. So there's interesting things that you learn from building both sets. Although I do feel that this one was the more challenging build, but they're still both good sets to get. So if you're hesitating between one or the other, I would say probably pick the Year of the Dragon, just because this one is more limited edition. Once this goes away, it will not come back easily. You'll have to get it on the aftermarket. Whereas this one is going to be on store shelves for probably 2 years, maybe 3 years, or even longer. Like these ones, you can get them from pretty much anywhere, like Amazon, Walmart, etc. Whereas this one is a Lego exclusive. You might be able to find it at some other retailers depending on your region, but it's a lot more difficult to find, especially over time. Oh, one more thing. If enough of you like this video, then I will build the giant Red Dragon without instructions, no matter what. I might look at 1 or 2 steps here or there, but I will build the whole thing as long as this video gets, let's say, 100 likes. And I also have a special surprise for the Lunar New Year that's coming up, so stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on that. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!